Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory Update 4. In our last episode, we went around and updated all of the ingot recipes, made sure they were all making enough ingots in the base, and then after the episode I went around and updated a lot of miners. Pretty much every base resource needed at least some kind of miner upgrade, the exception being limestone, I think was the only one I didn't have to touch. For iron, we had the three that were kind of underneath the base or right there by the hub. One of those became a Mark III. For copper, there was a Mark I and a Mark II. Those are now both Mark IIs. For Caterium, we're here, so I'm going to skip that for a moment. Coal, I had to upgrade one or two of them to Mark IIIs to get enough coal. Quartz, we touched several episodes ago when we were fiddling with the quartz supplies. Sulfur, I actually didn't have to touch that one either. And bauxite, I had to actually go out and upgrade one of the Mark IIs to a Mark III. So we had to do quite a bit of enhancement of the sort of base ingredients in order to get enough of the ores to do what we wanted to do. And I've also been given a lot of grief from Caladorn for not doing this, so I'm going to do it. And he better watch this. There, no fog. Okay, and then the next thing is, over the last 2 days, as I record this on Friday evening, over the last 2 days there's been a couple of updates. The first update on Thursday, there wasn't a whole lot of changes to it that were significant. The only one that was significant, really, was that they claimed that they had fixed the miner upgrades. The in-place miner Mark 1, 2, 3 upgrades and downgrades in place. Well, it turns out, as of the Friday update, that they actually hadn't exactly. You can replace water extractors with oil extractors. You can apparently also replace... I don't know if it'll actually let me do it. It's a little unclear in the updates, but it seems like you can also possibly replace... No, I guess not. But you can replace extractors with extractors, and that's not a good thing. So, they may or may not have actually deleted that ability again. It looks like they did. Okay. So they've removed the ability to upgrade them again because of it being broken. But speaking of, that's why I'm out here, though, is because I want to actually upgrade these in place just so you can see what the Mark III miners look like, because we need to do both of them. But before we do that, I want to talk about one or two other things in the updates, the update that came out today. The hover pack has been moved into Tier 7. And it no longer requires cooling systems and radio control units. Instead, it requires heavy modular frames, aka Borg cubes, and computers. Meanwhile, the jetpack has been moved into early Tier 6 and no longer requires computers in its recipe. Plutonium has been completely rebalanced again, so good thing we haven't done anything with that. And they also adjusted the uranium output, the uranium waste output from the uranium's power to half, from 20 down to 10 per minute, which is great. And then they also halved the demand of uranium waste on all of the plutonium chain as well, so that's a nice change. There was a change to nitric acid, which we aren't actually using, so I don't have to worry about that one. And then there's some other changes there in the plutonium chain as well. And let's see, the other piece was... They have adjusted volume settings on the hover pack, which it is much quieter. I was just using it. Now you can barely hear it. It's actually kind of a whisper. It might be too quiet now. And then finally, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. They've been working on the conveyor belt some more. Hopefully they've made some more improvements to the way items display on it and whatnot. In the previous day's update, on Thursday's update, they allegedly fixed the model for the all-clad, or for the aluminum casings on the belt. I didn't actually check that out, but hopefully they actually did. And they are opening up modding as of today's update, apparently. So modders can now start to look at the components for modding, and hopefully we will start to see mods pretty soon, which is good for the future of my channel and your enjoyment of Satisfactory on my channel, because mods are one of the things that are keeping me from doing a brand new series from the start, from scratch. There's one or two other small minor things that might be keeping me from it as well, but that's the sort of major reason. yeah, so that's it for the updates. And so I want to do these upgrades for the miners. As you can see, I have the stuff that I need here in this thing that I never use for 2 miners Mark III, except for the portable miners themselves, because those we get from deleting these. We also get a box of shame because miners take so much space. Doggone it. Alright, well, let's put one of these down. And I've got to... yeah, okay, now we're in range again. I want to delete this, which is probably going to also put a box of shame down. And there's one on the node, too. That's not good. Ooh, look, there's animal or critter organs here, too. Let me make a box. I hate doing this, but let me make a box just to put some of this stuff in. I picked up a bunch of belt-making materials here, which is probably the problem. And then that way I can make what I need, and then we can hopefully... no, I want box, not Caterium ore. There we go. It was trying to get me to pick up the Caterium ore. Let's pick up these organs, too. No, I want... apparently I can't. Maybe I had this problem before. Apparently I did. Okay, never mind. So let's do a miner Mark III. And point it in this direction that I'm standing in, right there. So these are now going to be outputting half... let me get my calculator out. These are now going to be outputting half of 297. So 148 and a half. Which is just slightly more. But that's fine. And I think it ends up saving more power if you downclock them both. I guess we could check that. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. So because it's 148 and a half, we now need to use Mark III belts. Here, there, and everywhere. Let's go ahead and get this going. If I can find my power line right there. Because we might as well turn this one on. So it's normally uses 30 megawatts for the full speed. It's at 13.9 here. So imagine 13.9 times 2 as the... yeah, we lose the hovercraft again. But that was a lot easier to hit than the other one was for some reason. And then we are... where's our belt? Right here. And then we need a miner Mark III as well. For this one. That looks like the right place. And then a Mark III belt goes into... over here. And a power line goes into there. So as I said, that's 30 megawatts normally. If I turn it down, it'll be 13.9. Turn it down to the normal speed. If instead I turn this down to... well, actually, I could have left one of these at Mark II. Do I want to do that? Maybe. I could do that. That would save us some power, for sure. Let's see about doing that instead. And then this could still be just a Mark II belt. These use just 12 megawatts. So actually, that's going to save us a lot of power. So this one I'll leave at full speed, 120. I'm going to dump this in here so they can start draining out. And I'm not going to build the power line yet so that I can use that to drain. And then this one, I want to change the clock on it to 297 minus 120. 177. And that'll be at 18.4 megawatts. So that should be good now. I can do that to quiet it down a little bit. And this is going to now require me to walk. Alright, and then we have that, and then I can do a power line. Power this one up. And that's a better solution. Instead of having both of them be Mark IIIs and then clocking it down, that's a better solution. So let's do a Mark II belt then here, which is all we need. This is going to be a Mark III belt, though, because we need to put 177 on it. And then the combined 297 means that we need to have a Mark IV belt. And can I pick this up yet? please? Yes, I can. So I have 2 portable miners that I don't need anymore. But that's okay. And we need to make Mark IV belts all the way back to the base. And that finishes up all of the mining upgrades that I needed to do. With the exception of, I suppose, water and crude oil. Which I'm going to do probably again off camera, but after we do today's task. Now that we're 10 minutes into the episode. After we do today's task, which is starting on the oil rebuild. The oil refinery rebuild. And this is already a Mark IV, and this is already a Mark IV lift. Yes. So we are good there. I'm going to go visit my shredder over here. I'm going to stay close to the power poles on this side. That way I don't fall. And then it's going to crash me out. Probably of power. No. And let's see what we can destroy. I don't know if you could destroy the miners. I guess we could try. I have 1 extra miner. Apparently the answer to that question is yes. And let's see, what else do I want to destroy here? Probably some of these, since I probably don't need them anymore. I'm a little low on iron plates. Maybe I should pick some of those up. I guess I didn't need as many of these as I thought I did. I think I'll pick up some iron plates and iron rods, and then I should just delete these partial stacks here. There's some bauxite I can delete. Some coke I can delete. Some wire. You can drop those organs in the box. You can't shred alien organs. For some inexplicable reason. And I don't think I'm going to need these power shards anymore, but I'll go ahead and keep them. It doesn't really hurt that much. Let's get rid of some of those too. Okay, let's go get some iron rods and plates. And I think I'm just going to steal them from right here. Because kind of, why not? That's a full stack. And that's effectively a full stack. But I think I'll do 2 full stacks here. Ish. Alright, so let's go down to the oil area and take a look at what we probably want to accomplish today. And today's task is, of course, going to be destroying things first. So I redid the math in my spreadsheet, and I suppose I can show that while we are riding along on the on the ride here. I'm going to continue to the other tube. Instead of using the diluted packaged fuel recipe to provide packaged fuel, I'm just going to use a packager here, drawing off of the fuel that's being made here using the diluted fuel recipe in the blender. Ooh, we might not have enough stuff for blenders. We may have to go back to the base. I'm going to not show you my screen, my game screen, but I'm going to go and look at blenders and see what we might need for blenders. We're going to need 4 of them. Yeah, I don't have enough material, so I'm going to while we're talking about math, I'm going to continue riding along here, back up the tubes and back to the mall. So we also have the diluted fuel recipe in the blender, which we need 3.24 blenders for, and then we have 5.5 heavy oil residue refineries and 0.46 making polymer resin. And I did that, as you can see over here, so that I could balance out the production of polymer resin to heavy oil residue, so that I had a little bit of extra polymer resin, but not a lot compared to what the polyester fabric needs. Because right now we're starving out our polyester fabric in that process. So I'm picking up some aluminum casings here, where you can't see it. Everything else it looks like I have, and I'll probably get enough materials, some of these extra materials that we need as well from the process, from the deleting process, I should say. So we have, so that's really what this is replaced with, and I want to remind you of the original fuel recipe, or the original sort of upgraded fuel recipe here, compared to this recipe using the blender. It is much simpler. So we're going to be using that quite a bit here. And then that kind of finishes it up. We may have to look at the what's it called? The polymer recipe, and we may be able to move around the petroleum coke after this, because we're actually going to be removing. Let's take a look here. Can I fly up? This plastic and rubber. We scroll up here to plastic and rubber. We need 6.5 recycled rubber. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. No, that's plastic. And we need to have 3.8 plastic. So, in fact, here I need to add... No, that's plastic. Wait a minute. Okay, this is making plastic using rubber, and this is making rubber using plastic. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currently making rubber. We need to add a 7th one there, clocked at 80%. And then we can take out, actually, one of these and downclock one of them making plastic, because we just don't need as much plastic anymore with the change to, I think it was the computers or the supercomputers, really reduced our plastic demand. So that's a change on this side. On this side of the mega water bus here, we're changing everything. Let me move where I can stay powered here. These are taking in crude oil and making the heavy oil residue, along with the side product of the polymer resin. There are 5 of those currently. We need to have 5.5 of them, plus a half of one making polymer resin. So we'll have to change this a little bit, but honestly, as you'll see in a moment, it'll be a crap ton simpler, because these ones here are taking in water and packaging the water. Now these would be replaced by packagers after update 3.7, but since I didn't do any playing really in 3.7, I just showed off that update. I didn't actually change these, and because I didn't touch them, they continued working. So there would be a lot less power usage here, and these buildings would be a bit smaller, although depending on your situation, spacing might still be an issue. But those all go away completely. We do not need packaged water anymore. This row here is taking in the packaged water plus the heavy oil residue in the pipe and making diluted packaged fuel. These also go away, because we don't need to make the packaged fuel anymore. We just need to make fuel, and that's what we're going to do in the 3.24 blenders. And then finally, this here, which is just literally unpackaging the fuel, becomes completely unnecessary. So what I want to do is take these, start down here at this far end of the bus, and I want to disconnect something. I think maybe I just want to disconnect the pipe that's taking the heavy oil residue out of these, and let some of this stuff wind down a little bit. We may end up changing the direction of this pipe. We may end up changing who knows what. So I'm going to take that out, and that'll eventually back these machines up, and they'll stop. And as I mentioned, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 don't actually go anywhere, but we do need to add a 6th one clocked down. So we're going to do that, I suppose, now. Let's come down. And I need to put the spacing in here properly. And it's that much spacing. And then we need to have the crude oil pipe coming in there. Now, I was thinking about how to handle that one additional machine making the polymer resin natively. And I think what I'm going to do is to continue the crude oil pipe down and put it basically where this first refinery is. And then what we'll do is put the blenders making the fuel maybe over here somewhere. But as you can see, this is going to give us a lot more space. So after this gets kind of wound down and ready to go, we can do this better. So this is going to be 50%. And I think these were all at 100%. I should check them all, as we learned in the in a previous episode. And then I want to change this pipe so that I can do what I mentioned that I was going to do. So really, we don't need this anymore either, because this stackable cleat was only here in order to provide the turn there. And I guess I need to change this then to be one of these. And I haven't looked at how much water we actually need in this entire base yet. That could be a problem. That's where fuel's coming in. Wally didn't think about that. Well, crap. What about, then, putting it down here in the end. I know I left this space over here empty for driving/walking, but can I just do it here? Yeah, I can just do it here. We'll just move that power pole out of the way. So let's put this back the way that it was. The way that it was. And I think it was here, but I could be incorrect. So we're going to test it. Wait, what did I have that set as before? Oh, I had it elevated, right. And then I brought it down. Okay. I think it's here. At least I think this is what I had. I literally don't remember. It's too close, though. That's not what I wanted. And I also have no idea if we have enough crude oil being pumped over there or not. Isn't it funny how memory works? I honestly have no memory of the way this looked before I just made the changes. I mean, yes, I could go and find out, but I don't have any memory of it, which is the funniest part of it. Okay, so this needs to come out, though, for sure, because we need to put a junction in here, one of these. And that's going to go here, which is super nice to have when you are flying, or super nice to have the ability to fly, and I'm glad they moved it to earlier in the tiers. That'll be really nice for when we do the next series. Once we get to that point in the series, of course. There's a lot of things I'm going to miss. I will tell you that right now about being in the end game here. Actually, I could even just add another row of these if I really wanted to, which I'm not going to at this point. I am, however, going to change this power line somehow. Is that as far as that power line can go? Or can I go one further? I can go one further. Okay. So let's take this power line out completely. And we can take this out now and go this way. And then we can come this way with it. And I'm going to put it, not there. Don't need it there. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to put it in the fence if I can get it to go. There it goes. Because now we can. We weren't able to really put them in the fences before, but now we can, so that's what I'm going to do. And from here, honestly, I don't know what it's going to look like, so let's just take this power pole out and put a line in here and leave this connected the way that it is for now. This, I think, was redundant, and actually we need to do something different. These were set... Okay, these were set off on purpose. Set in between the two on purpose. So let's continue that design. I think it'll go there then. And then this one's going to connect to that one. We're still using water because we're still trying to flush out what heavy oil residue is in the pipe. This is set to the alternate polymer resin recipe. And this needs to be clocked at 46%. That produces 59.8 polymer resin and 9.2 heavy oil residue. Excellent. And so yeah, this pipe definitely has to change now. It still has some heavy oil residue in it, but I'm not going to wait any longer for it. I'm just going to start dismantling things, I think, and not worry about the fact that stuff is getting, quote, wasted, unquote. I don't know why I worry about that so much in this game, especially because everything is infinite. But I want to take this water, this packaged water from here. Why? Thank you. And I want to set up a temporary belt. We'll do Mark 5. Coming out of here. And coming out of... That's the return that goes back that way. Okay. Maybe we'll drain that one first. Let's go drain that one out first. I have a shredder down here that is currently turned off because this prioritizer is not reliable. this thing needs to be disconnected. And it's probably going to need to get moved, to be honest. Almost certainly going to need to be moved, to be honest. This belt of plastic is probably not going to continue to be here, so you may be shredding that as well. But where's my nearest power pole at? Nope. Come on, power line? There we go. I guess over here is probably the least bad one. And we can start shredding this stuff again, and I'm going to crank this belt speed up to max here. Just to start pulling these out. This is going to get disconnected here entirely. Let me think. How does this work? Yeah, it's draining them all now, that's for sure. Because this is the overflow, so it should be fine. This is a merger. So maybe I wanted that one connected out there, or maybe it won't matter too horribly much. At least we'll let that go. So this belt is... Oh, this is the input belt. Okay, so that's got to get dealt with. This is the input belt, not the output belt. Let's take this back. Mark 5 also. This way. I know that's a wonky belt, but I don't really care. Because it's just temporary. Everything left here is temporary. And I would like to connect it up to this, if it would reach that far, which it won't. So let's just do a quick one of these. That's fine. Temporary belt and all. Here. Thank you. It's going to come down on a little slope. And then once this kind of gets flushed out a little, we should be good there. Those are empty canisters. This is fuel that's not unpackaging, so we may have to just dump those packaged fuel also into the shredder, which is fine also. And I think what I will do here is just disconnect this belt. Actually, that should eventually run out once this gets all cleaned out. Let's do a upgrade to this as well. Whoa. Dang. That's a 4. This is a 4. That's fine. Mark 4 belts are fine. Mark 5s are better, but Mark 4s are fine. So I guess I should have like a merger here. Maybe I could do something cheap and lazy here. Let's do Mark 5. Go to there. And then we can do a merger right here. Like this. All cheap and lazy like. I know I'm getting a bunch of crap in my inventory now, but we'll shred that later. Let's actually take this one out. I'm going to put a merger here on the belt down this way a little bit. And I'm going to do some... Nope. Gotta go further. Oh, that's already empty. Well, that might be okay then. Let's do that. And that'll drain those out as well. That should take care of these lines. This still has a crap ton of diluted packaged fuel in it, and these are all direct feed, so emptying those out is not going to be very easy. Let's see. What else can we get rid of over here? Let's come back over here and get rid of these. I disconnected the power from you? Huh. Oh, yes, I did. This whole line, apparently I disconnected the power from. Oopsie. Wait a minute. How did I... Oh, I know how I did that. This should come out. This should go to there. And then that can go into there for now. And that way those will get emptied out as well. Alright. This water pipe can get disconnected. Or these water pipes, rather, can get disconnected. Apparently both of those... Well, this one is still being used, I suppose, but... oh. Well, that's not Nice. Let's go ahead and let that one continue through, because that's going over there for polymer resin. So I'm going to let that one stay connected. This one's going to come out, though. Yeah, let's take that out. This all comes out. Although, a lot of this water goes into the blender recipe, so we do still need it. We have to look at that. Alright, those are still going. These are probably emptying. Not even close. Man, am I reticent to do all that deletion. Let's see. Packaged fuel. This thing could go out. And come a different way. I don't really want all that stuff in my inventory. I really, really don't. I'll do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then, let's see, let's do a... Wait a minute, how did I not put that belt in? There we go. There you go. And then I want to put a merger in here, just like this other cheaty one that the other cheaty ones I've been doing. And I'm going to take that belt from here instead into not there. I wonder, actually, can I do something... Well, let's put it down there near the end. And then I will just do what I can with it onto that side. Alright, that is shredding a lot now. Why are you not... Oh, you are, slowly. Okay, good. Yeah, that goes away. That's all flushed out. These are flushing out. Water is still coming along. It actually just ended. So now all that should be left in these is a handful of packages. Because all the water is flushed out. So those can go away. Nope. Dang it, come on. Stay near the power poles so that I can fly. And I'm tapping the control each time, the control key, instead of doing anything too crazy. That can come out. This whole line comes out now. This might be a little tough to fly over. And I also might end up with some boxes of shame. Because I haven't looked at my inventory in a while. At least I'm on top of the belt here, so if I do fall, that'll be why. So this whole belt, I think, can come out. This whole pipe can come out. This whole pipe system can come out. Because all this is going to get replaced by those blenders in some configuration that I haven't actually decided upon yet. That goes. This whole setup goes. This temporary bit here goes. So I guess this power pole could go. Yeah, this one can go. This is only ever connecting from there down to there anyway. And so this one's going to go as well. Apparently I did something crazy here. Wait, why was that? Oh, that's a support post. Okay. There we go. Let's move here. These still have a crap ton of fuel in them. Oh, man. We're not using that fuel anymore? We must not be making really any plastic or rubber right now, which is not very appealing to pick up all this stuff. I really didn't want to have a bunch of inventory full of fuel. Or, yeah, packaged fuel. Oh, I have an idea. I have a crazy idea. An idea so crazy it just might work. Let's put this on the belt. There. 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 And this one can go... No, it can't. Crap. That's why I have this the way that I have it. Let's then do... I really don't want to do all this building, but it is what it is, I guess. And I'm not going to bother removing the rest of the mergers there. Wait a minute. Why did that not like it with the Mark V lift? I don't know. Excellent. Oh, I know why. Because it wasn't connected to the splitter, it was connected to the bottom merger. Okay, and then a Mark V belt. It's here, to here, to here, to here, to drain all those out. And then this just has a few scrap water bottles in it. Just fine. And some random heavy oil. And I didn't let it drain those out because I just picked up a bunch of bottles now. Crap. Yes? Boxes of shame someplace? Yes. Okay, let me do something different then. What is my... Can I do... Yeah, let's do something like this. And this. And let's dump all of that in... all of this in... Even though I do want a stack of fuel, I can always just get one. And I don't know what else I want to get rid of exactly here, but something. Okay. Hey, look, I have a stack of fuel plus some. Guess that's the only one that I had box of shame in. That's good. Okay, we'll let that do its thing. Oh, there's one over here, too. Okay, just plates in there. That's fine. I can handle plates. Okay. Oh, that's why I meant to delete this first one. Inventory's full again. What's in there? Oh, water bottles. Okay, let's go dump some stuff in the box for the shredder. It's empty now, so that's good. Let's see. Sort that. We might need some of those pipes, but can always get more stuff later, I suppose. I missed those the first time around. Empty bottles. Alright, so that should help out a lot. here and... What is that? Oh, that was the connection that took the heavy oil residue to make coke. Yeah, we're gonna need to replace that. For sure. How are you doing? Empty. Okay, good. Are these all empty now? Mostly? Mostly not. Mostly not. Okay, that's fine. I'll just delete this stuff then. It's here in the middle. All the temporary bits. It's interesting that the machines at the front of the line emptied out first. Unless it's because they don't get as much supply. Because they're at the end of one line and the front of the other kind of thing. Because it should draw from them more often because of the way the mergers work. And the run a manifold build here. Okay, this one. This. This. That's still processing. This can come out. I'm trying to decide how I want to handle packaged fuel. Actually, I might have an idea. Let's fly over to the plastic and rubber area. That's the belt that comes out. Because I might have an idea for this. And it might work out well enough. So we're currently piping in fuel. And we're going to continue piping in fuel over here. To make the plastic, the recycled plastic and recycled rubber. We're going to be severely reducing the plastic manufacturing and expanding the rubber, but we have the end of the pipe here. Why not just put a packager here, put a constructor making containers out of the plastic right here in this empty space, or actually it'll be a larger empty space here. Make a constructor making the packages out of plastic, make a packager packaging fuel right off the end of the thing here, and them just going right onto the bus here. That would, if I do that way, then I can do away with this entire belt. Oh god, how much space do I have open in my inventory? Enough, maybe. I can do away with this entire belt here on the bus. Interesting. Design choice. There, Wally. And I can do away with this plastic belt as well that's going in, which would be very nice. So let's actually get rid of that too. In fact, I think we've done enough for teardown in this episode. So in the next episode, we'll come back and I'll have torn the rest of this stuff down and we'll be ready to place those blenders and get them all hooked up to water and heavy oil residue. Actually, just take a pause for a moment and let's actually place one of those blenders just to look at this recipe. I'm not even going to place it in the right spot on purpose. Diluted fuel. Heavy oil residue and water come together to make fuel. We can literally do this very easily right in here someplace. And then a lot of this platform goes away completely. So maybe I can just move these, even all three of these over here onto this side, and then I don't have this stuff crammed up against this rock that I have here. So I think I'll finish this deconstruction of the remaining parts of the base, that need to be deconstructed, and we'll come back in the next episode and start rebuilding the oil refinery. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you then. Bye for now.